Welcome back to Western New York Living and the Big Weck Radio Local Business Spotlight segment.
Welcome back to Western New York Living. Hey, the new school year fast approaching, and pretty soon many parents will be putting their kids on those orange school buses as they head off to the classroom. But as a parent, do you know what your kids' rights are once they are on a school bus? Well, that's why we have Stephen Ciocca here from Cellino Law here to answer many of the questions you might have as part of our WEC Business Spotlight this morning. Stephen, good to see you again.
You too, Kevin.
All right, let's talk about parents. They're going to put their kids on a school bus, and who's responsible if there is an injury in a school bus accident?
I guess it really kind of depends on what's the cause of the accident, because there's a number of different issues when your child is on the school bus. Is it the school bus itself which is at fault for causing a collision? Is somebody else crashing into the school bus? Or is the child hurt by another student on the bus? So it's really going to depend really who or how that child gets injured.
Yeah, some might think it's a school district and they may contract with a school bus company, so there are probably different layers there that has to be looked into. But let's go further. Let's talk about if they get hurt in a school building. Who's responsible there?
So typically speaking, what happens with a school is the school is in loco parentis while they're in charge of your child. What that means is that basically they stand in the shoes of the parent and they're held to what a reasonably prudent parent would do in that situation.
Okay.
So they don't guarantee children's safety, nobody can, but what they do have to do is to act as a reasonably prudent parent would.
Let's talk about playgrounds for elementary kids. I don't think they allowed those things we had when we were kids. We jump on and fly off those things. But
unfortunately not.
There are things that happen on playgrounds. Is that kind of the same situation?
It kind of is, but when you look at playground liability in terms of a school, what you have to look at is the playground equipment. How is that playground equipment secured? Is that playground equipment safe? To be honest with you, one of my kids broke their arm on a playground. I didn't bring any type of a case because my kid was running up a slide and fell. So that's not the responsibility of a school. However, if they're on like a swing or a slide and a piece of that equipment is faulty or defective and the school knew or should have known about it, then obviously the school can be held responsible for that.
What if another child hurts your child?
That's a great question. So what happens in that situation? We do get calls about that all the time. The only time that a school would be potentially responsible for that is if they knew or had reason to know that that child was a potential problem and did not take reasonable precautions, such as if somebody is being a bully, the school is made aware of it, but the school doesn't take reasonable precautions to protect the other students, then a school could potentially be held liable for that.
That's also why it's important to talk to your kids.
Absolutely.
Or whatever, find out what's going on at school. What should they do if an injury happens? Is there a time frame for a claim? What should they do?
That's a great question. When you're dealing with municipalities and when you're dealing with school districts, the statute of limitations is significantly compressed. You have to file what's called a notice of claim within 90 days. If you fail to do that, then you can be precluded. You may file a notice of claim after the 90 days, but you have to get court approval for that. In addition, the statute of limitations being shrunk is typically a year and 90 days. It could be as short as a year, so you have to really act quickly if you think that there is some responsibility on the part of a school or a school district.
Well, we are rooting for a safe and healthy school year, but we know things happen.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, personal injury attorneys at Cellino Law represent injury victims throughout New York State. If you've been involved in any type of personal injury or if your child's hurt on a school bus or in school, then Cellino Law can help you. Their offices are located at 800 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. For more information, give Cellino Law a call. It's 800-555-5555. You can also head to the website at cellinolaw.com to learn more about all the different services that Cellino Law provides.